Oh, you want to start it off?
I didn't want to.
Okay. I thought you
Whatever.
were. Yeah. You do it over? Or
Welcome back to Politics. No, we don't need to do anything.
That clap is off rhythm,
There we go. That sounds good.
There you go. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing tonight?
Good, dude.
Yeah. Today, I kind of mixed those two words together, but what are you going to do?
Hey, it depends on what time you're watching the shit. It
That's
could
true.
be.
That wasn't for us. That was for you guys.
That was for you.
4 in the morning.
4 in the morning. You're on your way to work. Like,
Raven Gregory's watching this on a flat screen at 4 in the morning right now.
Is he bored? He can go AMA and go watch it at home.
Or it's like it's 12:30 somewhere. You're on your lunch break. You're like, I need a pick me up. It's Monday. It sucks. I hate my life. Job sucks. Yeah. I hate politics. Let's listen to something
politics
funny.
Of everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
There's politics and everything.
So today we're going to talk about the politics and comedy because this is a comedy podcast. So we definitely want to dive into what we do.
And we're all comedians. Yeah. We've all started at different times and experienced different things. So we're all
That's what's kind of dope and will be dope about this podcast because we can kind of talk about the history of the Phoenix scene.
And I can tell you what not to do at every single step and level.
You sure can, from what I've heard.
How many years in are you?
Allegedly.
Yeah.
14
years in, and he just got it right this year.
13 and a half years, actually.
So we're all really coming
not this year. Last year,
now.
The government helped me figure it out.
The government helped him figure it out.
State of Arizona had my back.
The politics and comedy helped him fill it out. Figure it out.
Nothing like some jail time to get your head together.
Yeah, just a little reset button.
It's wild because when he became a Muslim, he just became so positive when he got out.
Right.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah.
Sure.
Allahu Akbar. Bismillah.
Vaya con Dios.
He was translating the Bible in Spanish and shit. The Quran says.
I did lead the Bible study in jail, so.
You're the one that does the joke about how Arabs and Mexican. No, that's Ruiz.
That's Ruiz.
Yeah, Ruiz got a dope joke.
I do the Jew because I'm part Jewish.
He's part Jewish. And man, this past Thursday, we had the Beans and Collard Greens show. And this dude fucking murdered, bro, with his bit. Because he just did an ancestry test. And he found out that he's not just Mexican, but he's black, Jewish, and all of that. And it was just super dope watching him go from every fucking race,
Shalom,
identifying with them, and then saying, I'm not really that black, and going to a white person. Right. It was dope.
Good. You enjoyed it?
I enjoyed it, and I don't really watch too many comedians. Would think I watch a lot.
That's part of the politics. That's part of the politics.
That's the politics.
I mean, the longer you do comedy, the less comedy you should watch.
Well, that's part of the politics of comedy that we're getting into is, I watched your set, and you really didn't.
And right. That's the politics.
Well,
but you're right, like what Eric said, when you get more and more into it, you don't want to watch people because at the end of it, like kind of what I was discussing earlier, you kind of have premises that aren't necessarily original, but it pops in your head like, oh, damn, this is a cool, dope thing.
It could have happened to you.
You just heard that shit last week on the show. And now you done created something fucking totally out of what somebody else said.
But sometimes it comes to you organically.
It does.
But it also happened to somebody else, and you guys have the similar thought process of how to put the joke together.
That has happened. Yeah. I mean, I've talked to people about jokes that, like, that sounds super similar to mine. Right. And I've talked to those people, confronted them on it. But I even had to pull back because one person in particular, man, we are super similar in so many fucking ways, bro. It's crazy.
The white guy?
Black, yeah. Black dude. But, I mean, so fucking similar. Like, dude, our lives are almost parallel in so many different ways. So I had to pull it back, and I had to say, like, but I do understand where you could have came up with those premises.
It wasn't intentional.
Yeah, and when he listened to me, he's like, gee, I see exactly what you're talking about.
So you know what I mean? Personalize it as much as you can to yourself.
You have to. And the great thing about that is, man, I didn't go to fucking Facebook. I didn't get to posting this person, da-da-da. I had a conversation with dude, and we literally ironed it out. It was no beef. I didn't come at him mad and pissed and da-da-da.
Because it happens.
Yeah, and he came to me and was like, oh, bro, you know what I mean? And we corrected that. Nobody knows about it. Nobody knows who the person is. Nobody knows none of that because it was unnecessary.
Right.
But, you
Until
know.
now.
Yeah, but then, you know, you talk about the politics of things. You know, comedy for me was very interesting when I first started. You know, like it wasn't so many people coming out. You know what I mean? I think it probably was like 3 or 4 people that like stuck to comedy and are probably still doing it from when I first started.
What year did you start?
Damn.
I started in 2014, so I'm on my 10th year.
Oh, so you're right behind me.
Yeah, so the crazy shit then, like I felt like it was like a lot of what would you say not grandfathers, what do they call it?
The old timers?
Yeah, well, we say old timers, but they kind of say the grandfathers of comedy or something, or the people that kind of like yes people. You know what I mean?
Like the gatekeepers?
The gatekeepers.
Okay.
The gatekeepers. That's what I was going to say. I felt like it was a lot of gatekeepers.
Are people trying to be a gatekeeper?
Yeah, or trying, but, you know, certain people respected them and felt like they were top dogs in the game. So, you know, it was kind of like, yeah, well, you know, it's kind of like if you were to say, like, say Jonathan Gerber.
Okay.
You know, everybody shits on Gerber.
Did you?
Really?
I honestly don't. I've never
Look
heard
at me
that.
like that.
Because I don't talk to any. I don't talk to other than you guys. I really don't talk to anybody else.
Like for a long time, it was Gerber is I don't like his comedy. I don't like, you know what I mean. His bro, trust me.
I was missing for a year.
Still to this day, you get people
I've
that
never talked to anybody who's actually said anything like that about him.
Bro, I used to
Dead
always
serious.
get that. Like, you know, I'll
you run
post
shows. It's different.
That's true. So I'll post that Gerber's on my show, and then people are literally going to my inbox. Oh, you booked him? Oh, bro.
Oh, I've said
That's
that to you
crazy.
about other people.
You know what I mean? Like, for real.
Right.
But it was like newcomers coming in, and they would be like that toward him. And I'm like, you just hearing shit from other people. You know what I mean? You're not coming up with that
You don't know
real
what I'm
opinion.
talking
Because
about,
if you sat there and listened to Gerber, that motherfucker
You just
writes.
watch him murder. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
he writes. He may have some of the darkest shit, and you wouldn't even thought because you thought he was a principal of a fucking school.
He's a teacher, right?
I wouldn't
think
want
so,
him to
dude.
be
I hope
my
not.
kid.
I hope not.
Shit. No.
Because I saw a comic one time do a set, and she was like, "Yeah, me and Mr. Gerber have history." I was like, "Mr.
Whoa.
Gerber?" And so she like, it was in the context of like school or something. I was like, "Is he a teacher for his day job,
Bro.
It would
How
make
crazy
sense.
would that
It would
be?
make sense.
Yeah, he's just getting his shit out any way he can.
It's just
yeah.
therapy before
Well,
he
if
shoots up a school. you
I
know?
would be surprised if he is because I feel like he got so much fucking shit he can
wild.
bring in from school, bro. That would be crazy. But you know, you had gatekeepers to me, so I felt like, you know, some people were showing me a lot of love initially, but then it was certain people that weren't. You know what I mean?
And even sometimes that love turns
And-
into resentment because people feel like you're passing them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That'll
You know
happen.
what I mean? I
For
was having a
sure.
conversation at the open mic a couple weeks ago about the young guy just started. He goes, "I love how the comedy community is so supportive." I'm like, wait till you get a little bit better and get like a year in, and then people will start feeling like you're passing them, and you're gonna understand what's going on finally. He's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, buddy."
That's fact.
That's adorable. The comedy community is so supportive. It's
I'm like,
really
how many shows
cute.
have you done?
It's
He's like, "This is my
really,
third
really
show."
cute.
I'm like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
yeah,
okay."
yeah.
your third show in and you fell in the love.
Yeah.
Huh?
Nobody's hoping you fail, buddy. Don't worry about it.
Nobody's gonna sabotage you at all.
That's facts, man. But you know what? I felt like the pandemic kind of cleaned up all of that shit because a lot of
Interesting.
those people that had these venues that were kind of tight with their booking, tight with, you know, who they let come up, or, you know, tight when they pulling names out of the bucket that last week they pulled out and the week before they pulled out. And ironically, you never get picked, but these same people keep getting picked.
Oh, yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Fucking
It's
buckets,
like,
dude.
wow, bro. Like, all you got to do is put your hand in the bucket, pull out, oh, it says Eric Sparks, but you know what? Jorge Ruiz.
How hard is that?
Finally, I win something.
And if you
know.
pull Jorge, you put your second best friend.
Yeah, so, you know, I think I saw a lot of that. And when the pandemic happened, you know, people lost venues and now is rebuilding, trying to get another show somewhere else and all of that.
Right.
But the thing about me, I never really stopped.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I still had my venues going through the pandemic. And when the pandemic ended, you know, I was still doing this. But you want to know what happens? All of those people who wouldn't book me before, all of those people that might have had a fucking thought or reservation about me, you want to know what they did? Hit me up.
Of course.
hey, bro. And
Hey,
now,
best buddy, how you doing?
And it was that energy. It was that energy. You know what I mean? So, and me personally, I never, said, oh, well, you didn't book me. I booked those people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because now the power exchange happens. Right. Not saying I have any power, but now I have the authority to
control.
say yeah or no. But I mean, I'm fair, so I still book those people. I still show them love. I don't act like.
Despite so much politics in comedy, Lamar is probably one of the fairest bookers, and you can call yourself a gatekeeper now a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But everybody.
But even then, you can call me a gatekeeper, and people may look at me like that. But it's not many people that come to me and don't get booked in some capacity.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's about what's goes on stage and what do you bring to the show.
What do you bring to the show? You know what I mean? Like
more than anything else.
If you're funny, if you know how to promote, if you got some people that like you and who can actually want to see you, I'm gonna put you on the stage.
Oh, yeah.
That's a no-brainer, especially if you got the
people
combination.
that want to see you, you should put them on stage.
You're making Eric nervous
exactly.
right now.
Like that's dumb for me not to. I see
a failed comic. Nobody wants to see me.
Hey, yes, you do. You want to see him on this new show that we're doing?
Hell yeah.
Called What's
I got to do
Your
a commercial
Problem?
plug real quick.
What's your problem?
I've been writing you guys emails because I have a lot of problems I need help with. So I didn't write my name.
We need somebody to
check
write
that.
us emails.
Maybe online today we'll pull out the email and
check
see
it out.
see if we can pull out one person and kind of discuss it. But yeah, I just feel like there is politics and comedy across the board.
He told me a story one time. He was chilling with the headliner after the show at Stir Crazy.
Yeah.
And somebody came up to him and was like, man, you should have been headlining tonight.
Bro, I've gotten that several times.
I've had that happen to me a lot on the road when it's just me and another guy, and it's super awkward, bro.
I've had that happen so many times where people are like, man, how come you didn't headline? Because that's not what they booked me for.
Yeah. I don't book this show. I just work here.
Just work here. But and that's a good feeling, you know what I mean, and
and also, but kind of a weird feeling.
Well, it's a good feeling, but it also can be backfire on you because that headliner can tell whoever company. Like I was working for an entertainment company, he can be like, I don't want to work with this guy again, and it's like, why? And then you could not get a great reputation from just that.
Yeah, and it has nothing to do
with what you did.
It's just that headliner felt like they were outshined. So and it's just that. Yeah, I don't want to work with that guy no more. You know what I mean?
So
now that person who's receiving that information is like, oh, what happened? Must have been some bad. And then it's no.
Right. They're not going to assume like the guy doesn't want you because you're so good at comedy.
Exactly. Exactly.
And he's not going to tell people.
They go on worst case scenario. This dude was an ass or whatever it was.
That's what they'll assume. They'll assume it's just an asshole. Because so many people are.
Yeah.
It's like.
You don't have to say a word, but I don't want to work with him no more.
That's it. And then they book the headliner first, then you. So they're going to be like, what the fuck did he do to our headliner?
Yeah. So it's politics in this, man. And it's crazy because, but you know what? I think it's easy to recover though.
Yeah,
just keep being funny.
Going.
Just keep being funny.
Yeah, you just keep, and you just, it's going to be people that you work with, and it's going to be people you're not going to work with.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And it's just as simple as that. You do your thing, I'm going to do my thing. And
there's no opportunity that you can lose that'll ruin your career.
Yeah, that's why it's comedy.
Right.
What can
there's
you
something
do?
else you can do.
I mean, we've watched two people get canceled and reinstated.
Yeah.
Like it was bad when Louis C.K. did what he did.
Right.
Everybody cancel. But I remember when he came back, he did that little show at Stand Up Live, and that shit was packed. Packed. I think they even did another show.
They did it added a second.
Dude, he sold out Madison Square Garden last year. He's not canceled.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, how is
he
it
can't
canceled?
Get a movie for some reason.
And why though? It's because he's funny, and they want to hear what he
got to say. So yeah, he may not get the movies and all of that shit like you said, but you want to know what he is? He gonna keep selling out arenas.
It's hilarious. A bunch of pedophiles in Hollywood are like, yeah, the jerk off guy can't make a movie. Fuck that guy.
For real.
Just back to fucking kids.
Yeah. Wow. But then, Chris D'Elia, he crept back in too.
Yeah. Also,
back.
can I just say for the record, I don't give a fuck if the girls were 17 or 18. That's equally weird to me.
It is.
I see people defending him a lot. Like, yo, those girls were 18. You're like, that's just as fucked.
They wrote the law for a reason, Eric.
Yeah. Says the guy who has
Sorry,
pedophile jokes.
I shouldn't be so woke. Sorry.
How dare you? Speaking of woke, let's get into this about more politics and comedy. The other way is, have you guys performed in rooms where you're not allowed to talk about certain subjects?
Oh, of course, dude. I came up in Oregon.
I brought that up as I saw you were just in Oregon, and then it's like woke capital of America right now.
Oh yeah. I remember Adam J did that. Was it the little Portland comedy
The
thing?
Portland contest, dude.
Bro, they massacred.
They were so mad that he did trans jokes.
Yeah, because he's from there, and then he moved to Phoenix a couple years ago, and then he goes back to his hometown where 90% of his people are to perform, and he advanced, and they were killing this dude, bro. You're not even from here. Like, what? We don't claim him, so where the fuck is he from? You know what I mean? Not in a bad way, but he's not from Phoenix. He's from up that way. Like, what
and then
the
a
hell?
bunch of the people were named later on a list of like sexual assaulters in
For
Portland.
real? Did you see that too?
A bunch of people that were talking shit about Adam. I was like, all right, well, chill. If
Wow.
that's what you're up to in your spare time.
Where's this list? I haven't seen this.
I mean, somebody just put it up on their stories. It got taken down because people were pissed.
We're
But
still waiting for the Brittany Grinder picture. So
I sent
ain't
that.
Did
No,
he send it?
you sent the same thing twice.
What?
The
Yeah,
WNBA
the
meme
WNBA
with you're
meme,
sleeping
yeah.
No,
yeah, you did. Go look at it.
I'm gonna look again though. Maybe
I got it right now. Pull it up right now for you guys.
he'll show us Brittany's non-existent titties online. Yeah, we got a little off because titties are titties at the
Look
end
at
of the day.
That's Brittany Griner, right?
No,
there.
that's not.
Yeah, it is.
She just hit that shot like Brittany Griner.
That's Jerry Fitzgerald.
Well, no. I've seen like women like that, they'll get their titties removed. And the crazy shit about that is her shit is so good though. Like that looks like a boy chest. That's Brittany.
That's Brittany, dog.
And she hitting them shots like that. Come on now. Because I seen the women and they'll have like the scar under there because they got the meat
She don't
taken
have a
out the
scar,
titties,
though.
but she don't got the scar. That's what's
I'm gonna
crazy.
need some further proof that she's a woman right now.
Well, call her up.
Bro, that doesn't
Hey,
even,
you can trump her if you want. You can do like Donald
You don't
Trump.
think it looks like her?
I'm on probation. I think it looks like her, but that's crazy to me though. Like
Where the
it's-
cuts under the titties? That's
there's no
crazy.
like
There's not. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, that's
That was-
I'll make sure I send it.
You
can watch more.
Text it to me directly. I need some more. I need to put it on my big screen, zoom in.
you gonna be examining them nipples with one hand and the penis in the other hand.
Louis C.K. myself.
But yeah, so
But have you guys ever censored your material or subject matter depending on what room you're working in?
Well,
well,
kind of every room you play to.
Yeah.
You're kind of doing that, right?
that's what they say. Know your audience, because sometimes when you know your audience, you be like, this audience don't look like the type of audience that's gonna go
Yeah.
for this.
So
Right.
you see
Oh, yeah.
an audience full of old white people. Are you going to mix it up a little bit more, or are you just going to go right
I
in?
dropped my Hunter Biden joke last night because I was a little worried the audience wouldn't like it.
How was the audience, though?
They were chill. They're
No, but-
mainly older and white.
Older and
And
white.
then some older Mexicans, too.
You did the Biden joke?
No,
Oh, you didn't use it? Oh, so yeah, but like you said, that's one
like-
of your good jokes.
Yeah.
But he chopped it because he knew the room. And it's been times where I've had to, alter my joke based on
you remember that
who's
show
in
we
the
did
room.
in Cottonwood?
Oh, fuck yeah.
We
Well,
had to fucking adjust to that crowd. I was like, oh.
we did. And it was scary though, because I took Eric up there because I'm like, I
need
think
a
his
white-
jokes are kind of work for that room, like for real. Like
You need a white partner, just
And
in
he
case.
went up there and the jokes he was saying, I'm like, ooh.
Right, like I do this joke about Hunter Biden being awesome because he likes guns and cocaine, and this room was so conservative. They were like, "Nope, we're not."
As soon
laughing
as you
at
said
that.
Hunter Biden,
was
and then
crazy.
you could have said anything.
I was like, "I'm saying he's cool because he likes the things you like. What are we doing?"
And what's crazy, regardless on what side of the fence you're on, I thought that was a funny bit. And
Oh,
I thought
like-
that it was going to fucking kill. Like, those were
Right.
the jokes that I was thinking in my head. Yeah.
This
He's
is
gonna-
why I booked him.
Yeah, he's going to allow this room to be able to chill and say, yeah. You know what I mean? It's comedy. So we can laugh at him, because this is how we feel deep down, but we don't want our conservative friends.
They were
to know
tough
that.
to get.
They were tough.
They were all right.
Bro.
Lamar had a much better set than I did.
And I was scared because I was like, do I double down? Do I just be me? You know what I mean? And I felt like I was able to be me because I still was fucking coming with some shit that you would have been like, ooh,
the
I
shit
can't
you
believe he
opened
said
with.
that.
He was like, I heard Cottonwood is a sundown town. Is that true? Yeah. And nobody said no. And he was like, oh, Eric, we're gonna be leaving quickly. That crush. Yeah. He brought up how the woman. He asked. If there was like a hotel close by, and she's like, "Oh, you can make it back to Phoenix."
Oh, yeah. I remember you telling me
and I said that in the room, like, you know, like. And I said what's crazy is she reiterated it before we started our sets. She's like, "Yeah, these guys came up from Phoenix, and they'll be going back tonight." Like she was letting the sheriff in the room let us know they're leaving. Just give them passage. Just
you guys can sleep well tonight in your beds. The black men's leaving town.
Yeah.
You can unlock your doors.
It's okay. Your daughters are safe.
Everybody's rims are fine. You
What's
guys are okay.
crazy is how one of those people gonna have a black baby this summer. That's wild. It's crazy.
They're gonna be it's like that movie Life where the baby comes out and it's like
that shit'd be wild as hell. Like literally, like somebody posts this black baby and shit. It was like, and then I started getting hate mail in my email. You're the only black man that's been here since the last 6 months.
just check the gap. Check the gap.
Right?
If the baby's got a gap too, it's Lamar can't go back to Cottonwood.
I'm not, because I'm not taking care of that baby. That'd be the one I don't. I'm just out there trying to reiterate stereotypes. You're right.
They already thought it, so you might as well think,
Yeah, but also when you do clean, of course, you know what I mean? If somebody books you for a clean show, you're going to have to, make that adjustment. I've done clean shows where I've just taken cuss words out.
Yeah, that's what if I see an older crowd, I try to take cuss words out just automatically. But as far as material, I just go fucking dive head first.
Yeah.
I limit the cuss words if it's an older crowd.
Yeah.
But I've done super clean for Randy Hausner and at the church.
Yeah.
And I could only do 10 minutes, and it's super clean.
Yeah.
Tough?
No. It wasn't tough because I have a lot of my jokes can go have a clean and dirty version. So 10 minutes is cool. Like I can open the show with super clean.
Yeah, that's what I felt like at that Keenan Presents show. It was a clean comedy show, and I murdered that shit, bro. And all I did was I sat there and looked at the jokes that I had, and then I took the cuss words out, of course, and then I added maybe something that will make it cleaner sounding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or even a physical reaction more than a
bro. And it was excellent. It was excellent. I thought that was a super solid set, man. To me, it was one of the best sets of that show, and it was like 57 people on it.
Damn.
Yeah, it wasn't that many, but it was like fucking 13.
Still,
13, I think I was easily top 3. You know what I mean?
Because I know there's rooms in town where they don't want you talking about LGBTQ or trans.
Well, that's only one.
Yeah, just one.
Yeah, but it's still politics in comedy.
Oh,
of
yeah.
course. Yeah,
because when they came out
that's
hard.
more politics than comedy.
Yeah, for real.
Right.
Yeah,
if you just run a regular show and you can say whatever you want, it's different than
what's
limitations
the best
on somebody.
Was one time I was at their open mic and a guy that was homeless that has been banned from their open mic. He shaved his face and his head and then went up under a different name and talked shit about how
the hell was that?
Just this homeless guy that I've seen at like 4 or 5 open mics around town. He occasionally
What
goes
color
up.
is he?
He's a white guy.
Who the fuck is this?
Casey. His name's Casey. He's not bad. He's pretty funny.
Hey, bro, if you homeless and you said, you know what, I'm gonna fucking find something to do with my time, and you choose comedy, you probably gonna be a fucking goat.
You have a lot of time to think. You've been through some shit.
A lot of time to think like the shit, man. I'm gonna go hang out on the streets with this guy. What's his?
Casey. We'll find him.
Send me his IG. We gonna do a.
It's so funny to me that he got banned from the open mic and then was like, I'm gonna shave my face and head so I look different and go up under a different name, and then talk shit about Do Better and how like he's like, it's not really an open mic if there's rules, is it?
This is a closed open mic.
So fucking funny.
That is hilarious.
It's so funny.
He threw their own shit right back at him.
Yeah. Brandy was so
did they cut his time? Like cut his mic?
She didn't realize until he left. He just got off stage and left, and she went up. She's like, "So I think I banned that guy."
Oh wow.
So funny.
Wow.
But even like comedy clubs sometimes have rules for openers and features.
They do.
You know what
I mean, like I know Stir Crazy has the, they don't want you to do crowd work. They want you to keep your set clean.
Especially if you're hosting.
If you're hosting, clean. It says for the feature, no crowd work.
And it works. Like I did a show recently at House of Comedy, some shows, and I just kept it all my material because I knew the closer, he does a lot of crowd work. And then Mason was on the show, and he's a killer when it comes to crowd work too. So it was crowd work, and then I just kept mine good. And I think 5 out of the 6 shows, I was good with just using my material.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I did excellent. And then the last show was smaller audience. And I don't have a problem with smaller audience because I think we had a smaller audience on a Friday and I murdered that shit. But that, I remember when I started out on that Sunday, I started out with some crowd work. Mm-hmm. And then I went into material. And it was cool, you know what I mean? But it wasn't as much of a reaction as before. Yeah. And then Mason went up, man, and fucking murdered with crowd work. I think his whole set was crowd work. You know what I mean? And then Adam, he does crowd work and he'll do, jokes and crowd work, whatever. So it was good. And I was like, man, should I have done crowd work? You know what I mean? I have a best. But I was like, no, I did exactly what I was hired for.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? I was hired to host the show. I was hired to transition the show. I was hired to do my set up top and, you know what I mean, do what I did. So I, at the end of the day, I kind of like, man, I could have went a different approach. I should have went that way. It just kept going with the crowd work because that's what they were ready for. But then I was like, nah, I did my job.
And sometimes when you host, they're expecting you to do crowd work. They're expecting you to like warm up the crowd, not the club, but like the audience.
The audience, exactly. Yeah. And I think for that audience, that day, I think that's what they
some people love sitting up front and want you to fucking say something to them. Yeah,
So.
What, people like attention?
You think? We do it for attention, so they obviously
exactly. Like they're just pussies about it.
Even the Beans and Collard Green show, the black couple up front, they were ready. They sat up front in the most bright outfit of all time.
Bro, both of them had on fucking overalls, red overalls.
And blue shirts underneath, like they were Bloods and Crips to mix together.
And then the hat had fucking all kinds of shit up,
like a train conductor hat or something.
They looked like they stepped out of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air at that fucking show, like straight up. It was wild, but they come a lot too. So
do they? Yeah, cool. They were cool, but
cool to have regulars.
But they want that, and you notice when different crowds want different things too. Like a black crowd, they like more the interaction.
Yeah.
Or an older white crowd is like, just say your jokes, motherfucker. I don't talk to me. I paid for jokes. Yeah. Tell me jokes.
You'll see they butt get tight when you point them out.
You can see them get uncomfortable in their chair, like.
Yep. The only white people you can really do crowd work is the ones that be like, whoa, at the beginning of the shows. Yeah, they want that fucking crowd
if you get a woo.
You get a woo, yeah.
Or if it's their birthday party, it's on.
It's on and cracking. But yeah, it's been a lot of shit going on with comedy too. I know Cat Williams opened up the floodgate for everybody to kind of expose what they don't like, whether it's joke stealing, whether it's just the treatment.
He's like Notre Dame to some of these predictions,
Yeah, so that was, I mean, of course, he opened that floodgate. Now Shay Shannon had, Gary White on there. He's had
Gary Owen.
I mean
Gary White. That would be so fucking cool if Gary White was on.
Gary White.
Club Shay Shay.
If Gary White get on Club Shay Shay before me, that's when I'm pissed. Like, this nigga just started. Like,
I fucking slit his throat.
No, Gary Owens did his, which was pretty good. Monique did hers. Lavelle Crawford, who I opened for when I first started comedy, which was dope. Yeah, it was the first person I opened for with a big name.
Cool. He is a big name.
Really big. He's not as big as becoming a smaller name, but
he lost some weight.
But his shit was good. Like everybody's was interesting perspective. You know what I mean?
It's their take and how they took things and how they viewed things afterwards.
It's funny how like
who got into their emotions.
The different perceptions that can exist in the world, though. Like they had that Netflix's joke brunch and Kevin Hart. And Cat Williams was there, right. And like Tiffany Haddish said that when Kevin Hart showed up, Cat Williams left. And Cat Williams was like, "No, when I left, Kevin Hart was like, now I can show up."
Yeah,
it's like, well, which one's true?
But that's funny you said that because now that I think about it,
right,
you're right. So if you team Kevin, you're gonna be on Tiffany's perspective,
right? And you're just gonna choose whatever one you want because there's no way to know.
Yeah, and I almost feel like when Cat left, Kevin showed up because that's an easy text from somebody in the crowd. Yeah. Cat's gone.
Yeah,
but Cat don't know when Kevin's gonna show up, and if he says, "Hey, I'm about to go," how does he know that Kevin gonna show up?
Right.
Who has more to lose in that situation?
Kevin.
Yeah. So he's going to be more cautious.
Fuck, dude.
You're right because that would be more publicity on the side of Cat Williams and
come see his next show than Kevin Hart's movie. You're fighting. You're in a movie. I don't think so. That's doesn't look good on our studio.
Right.
Yeah. That's true.
That's what you get when you break away from the industry. You're no longer subject to them. You can do whatever you want as long as you move tickets.
Because Kevin Hart could probably be like, I don't want to get slapped in the middle of this brunch by fucking Cat Williams. He's crazy.
But Cat Williams isn't getting any movies anyways. He can do whatever he wants.
Slaps Cat Williams. Everybody's going to the Cat. He's selling out a whole nother year of shows to see what he's talking about.
Facts, bro. Like he does have a lot more to gain. Like Cat celebrity status is great, but it probably would have went.
He got beat up by a 14-year-old and sold out a year of shows.
Right?
Because you want to hear what he has to say. But Kevin Hart getting slapped by, it's not going to work out for him.
It's just going to get him in trouble.
It's going to get him in trouble with his boss.
Because then he's going to have to go on the defense.
Yep. His
and then
PR team's going to have to go to work, and now he's going to pay extra money to the PR team to make this go away.
Yeah, it's not.
But then it's so easy to just be like, yeah, but Cat just left when Kevin showed up. It's like people can just put that narrative out there.
Right.
And now a lot of people believe that regardless if it's true or not.
Kevin Hart's PR team.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, but that's true. But PR, that's the politics of it. They make sure that they steer in the politics of it so that, in the long run, it don't hurt you. You know what I mean? Right. Politically, that's probably not the way to say things. Politically, that's not the way to do things. You know what I mean? This is going to hurt you. It may come back to bite you in the ass.
Even the term politically correct is so weird. You're like, okay, so I can't be real about it. I have to say it some other way.
I don't understand that shit. Yeah, you're right. Politically correct, so I don't offend a person. Why would they be offended? Unless what I'm saying has some truth to it.
Right. And then also, when you're PC, now you're offending people who want you to be real.
Right.
So either way,
I'm offended.
I'm offended you're not being your authentic self.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because people get offended about that
but
shit.
It's crazy. Fake. So they want you to be, in America, politically correct, but also your true, authentic self. I don't.
So which one do you want to be, though? It's really that kind of like that.
It is. Yeah. That's America. And I'm
going to be myself.
Look, fucking Terrence Howard just was on Joe Rogan spitting all of that brilliant shit. And right now, we just fucking cracked it. We cracked it. America wants us to be confused.
And divisive. And not like each other.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that for sure.
Yeah, because it's the same thing. Because there's two different worlds, one that Cat Williams performs in and one that Kevin Hart performs in.
Right. That's a very good way of looking at it.
Whose team you want to be on? I'd rather be
God's
selling.
Side.
Well, that's Cat
a politically correct answer.
That's Cat Williams' side.
Yeah, right. I know. There's God's side and the other side. We don't worry about.
Like he said, all these big dick deviants they're coming for you this year.
Yeah.
Look what happened.
Yeah, that's wild, man. I mean, it's just so much going on in entertainment in general, but just in comedy. But one thing about comedy, though, is that nobody really, really takes it there. You know what I mean? Like, how many comics got in the beef, and then it's like Drake and Kendrick's.
Right. There's no like, they're not like doing jokes about each other's in specials or whatever. That would be so crazy. What if there was like comedy beef and you like had like problems with other sets and you're like telling jokes about them?
No, but they do though. They do it on the road, so you have to pay a ticket to come see them. But you're not going to put it on TV.
You're absolutely right, because I remember I went to I was in LA doing some work, and then I went to D-Ray Mondays, which is at Hollywood Improv, and Mike Epps happened to pop in, and he did 30 minutes, and bro, he was talking about Cat Williams. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I know they talk about each other. You know what I mean?
Mike Epps, there's videos of his at a live show. He's talking shit about Shay Shay.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's not doing it on the special, but I want to sell tickets. I'm making money on the tickets, not the comedy special.
Yeah, so it is what it is, but like you really can use the shit people say about you in comedy and really use it as fuel and to blow yourself up if you know how to navigate it right.
Yeah, it's never bad if people are talking about you.
Exactly.
It's like I never like get upset when somebody like is like, oh, I heard so and so talking shit about you. It's like some people aren't gonna like me for sure, and if those people are talking about me, I'm doing something right.
I said, I'm about a 98% good rating in. With comedians, then it's probably about 2%. I'll say 2%. Two
Lamar?
people, but 2% don't like me. You know what I mean? And one individual that don't like me is because he felt like I wasn't solid. Like I asked him if he was available for a show at one point, and then he shot back, yeah, can I headline? Bro, I would have started that like, hey, bro, can you headline this show? So you already putting yourself in a position that I didn't put you in. All I said, bro, maybe I'll let you know, but I just want to see if you was available. You know what I mean? So then I asked for pictures from the comedians. This motherfucker sent me this picture. I guess he thought he looked fucking great in. So then I'm like, all right, let me see what this picture looks like. Against all of the other pictures, his shit was blurry. And I told him, oh, my picture ain't blurry. Oh, my eyes is fucked up then. You know what I mean? So it was just all of this little bullshit. You know what I mean? So I just chose a picture. And he was like, that ain't even a picture I chose or sent you. I'm like, dude, does it fucking matter, bro? Does it really, really matter?
Was this a weekday show?
It probably was. It probably was. But no, it wasn't the open mic. It was one of my.
Oh, okay. I'm like, you really I thought it was open mic. I was like, what?
So then he complained about that. And then I put the time out, and then he was like, oh, I'm not headlining. You know what I mean? This is the shit he sent me. Luckily he didn't put it on in the group chat. But then he sends me this message separate, like, I thought I was headlining, man. You know what? You ain't solid, man. You told me one thing. And I'm like, bro, for one, you do comedy once every 2 years, and you've been doing it for 25 years. But because you say you do it for 25 years, you feel that I should put you over somebody like Mike Dapper, who does it on a consistent fucking basis. You know what I mean? And I felt like he was probably the best person to headline. But also, you had Anwar Newton, who does it on a consistent basis.
So it was a showcase
and fucking
show.
Cold, yeah.
More of a showcase than an actual, like a real headliner with open.
Yeah, but I do the last person with a little bit more minutes. Oh, okay. You know what I mean? Than everybody else. But it's still like, bro, I got legit people on this show. Why don't you just be happy to be amongst such a great group of comics? You know what I mean?
So it was like a Comedy Madness show that we do. Like everybody does like 15 to 20,
something like
and
that.
then the last guy will do 20 to 25.
Yeah, it's exactly like that.
Okay.
So, but then like you don't do it consistently enough that I'm gonna put you up for 20 minutes. I don't know what that's gonna look like, and I might have seen you once or twice before that, bro. I just wanted to include you in the fold. And I book so much, sometimes I'll forget people. And I think I forgot his name once. And he was like, man, I thought you was putting me on this. Bro, just chill, dog.
And you smoke weed, so you got to give you a little
You know what I mean? Like, damn, yeah. And I'll mess up every now and again. It's
Wait,
rare.
Nobody's perfect?
Right?
Damn.
So, but no, then me and not fucking remembering him is me shading him.
Forget other people's names. Don't forget my name.
Yeah, I don't forget your name.
No, I'm just saying
I know,
in general.
I'm just saying. But it was just like, yeah, I'm just like, bro. And then, I just went to him. I said, bro, you know what? To be honest, I don't like your energy. I don't know where we didn't stepped off. Yeah. So, so you don't bring that to the show. Let's just not put you on.
It's so crazy to come at somebody like when you're not even in the mix like that.
Yeah.
Like he's not even around.
Bro, he's not at all. No way, shape, or form. I can count on my hands in the last 5 years how many shows he's did.
That's insane. That
Bro,
means like,
and it's
that means I
probably
did
5.
more comedy in the last 2 weeks than he's done in the last 2 years.
For real. But super entitled, bro. You know what I mean? And then he was like, yeah, you know what? You right. Take me off the show. I don't want to be on the show.
As if that matters to you. As if you lose anything.
You're not solid, bro. And I was like, all right, cool. Do me a favor. Let me know all of the people that you had coming so that I could go ahead and refund their money. Oh, I'm not that type. First of all, you ain't got nobody. That's why. That's why. But, I just had and then the show was fucking bomb, bro.
The show was already stacked anyway.
It was stacked, bro. It was great. You know what I mean? And then some of those people that were there got opportunities through some people that was watching them to get paid at another show. So that was a paid show. And then they got an opportunity to get paid by another producer on another show. So it was benefits in that. But it's cool.
You got more bookings out of the one
him.
booking.
Can't be having people acting like babies on fucking.
Especially people that
as a grown
don't
man.
do comedy. Yeah.
Can't act like a baby when you're a grown man.
Is this code?
I don't know. But anything I say or somebody assumes I'm saying about them, trust me,
Team
I
Lamar.
will say it in
Lamar.
in their inbox or in their face or
Team
wherever
Lamar.
you need me to confirm things. Team Lamar.
Team Lamar.
He said Team Lamar. He didn't, but I patted him
I'm
on
on
the
Team Lamar.
No, it's
always.
I know. So we gonna fight you if y'all say something. No, I'm just saying. You see how I just threw that out there? My team, we gonna fight you. Even Jorge. No, like a Jorge.
In November.
Especially Jorge.
In November. Yeah. When I'm on probation, I'm down.
No, we're good. But I mean, it's just politics and everything.
But it's just it's a navigation of politics sometimes with comedy.
Bro,
always.
And that dude probably like, oh, see, this dude is a gatekeeper. He trying to hold me. And it's not that, bro. I can work with every person on.
It's not self-aware of what you're doing that affects other people sometimes.
That's what was the crazy shit. Like, dude, do you pay attention to me? Oh, I did slight him though. I said, look, bro, sometimes I mess up and I may forget a name because I'm super busy. I understand you're not as busy as I am. So you notice these things.
But like that's that's a slight. It's also honest if what you're saying is true.
It is.
Well, that's back
bro.
to the PC thing. It's
true.
if it's true, it's not.
It's fucking true, bro. I mean, like sometimes I drop the ball. It happens.
People aren't perfect in
I
comedy.
got a job.
Believe it or not,
it's
comedians
like the
are not
least perfect people I've
Believe
ever
it or
met.
not, comedians are not perfect.
I got a job that I do when I work with people in their lives. Like, certain things that I do, if I drop the ball, it can affect them in some way, slight form, not really. But I want to say that because I don't want to sound like an asshole. But sometimes I drop the ball at work, and these is people livelihoods. Yeah. This show ain't gonna make you or break you. You're not gonna die tomorrow morning because I didn't book you or I forgot to book you.
Have you checked in on him though?
Fuck no. I mean, they still follow me. You know what I mean?
But he's alive.
Still following
What
him.
if he did die?
Yeah, I would be fucking sad. No doubt. I mean, at the end of the day, if dude was to come at me correct and be like, bro, I probably was a little emotional and I would still fuck with you as if nothing happened. You know what I mean? Because that's me.
You're very forgiving.
I'm over that situation, even though I'm talking about it now. But I'm over it to the degree.
Of politics.
Yeah, it's not. That's not gonna make me not book you, bro. Just understand that I'm not an asshole, and you were the problem.
It's about the show.
And change your name because that shit fucking lived up to it.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I
Wow.
decoded this fucking Da Vinci Code message.
Da Vinci Code, bro. Change your name. That shit is weird. But anyway.
But I think that was a good show.
Yeah, it
we
was
kind of
awesome.
covered. We didn't get into all of it, obviously, but that's basically the little gist of the comedy and politics. How it's interwoven through everybody.
I mean, we could never get into all of it.
But that's a great
take
thing.
us decades.
Statute of limitations.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about this show, about politics, because we never can really dive as deep as we can.
No.
So which means is we can bring this same subject matter up.
Oh yeah, we
and
can talk about
go
it.
even more.
3
you know
hours
what I mean?
worth of stories.
Yeah, so that's pretty dope though.
Awesome. See you next time.